there, welcome to Subpar Stitches. My name is Hillary, and this is my Flosstube channel. It has been 2 weeks since my last update, so I feel like I'm kind of back on track. Looking around me, I feel like I haven't worked on nearly as much as I typically do because I just had some life events that really derailed said life, and things just got a little hectic, like emotionally, and I was kind of driving back and forth a lot, and so I do have stuff to show you though. I have a finish that I'm glad I got like just in under the wire because it was a goal to finish it in this month. And I have a page finish, I have a new start, and then just a couple other things here and there. I'll also talk about my plans for the month of April that is upcoming, and I don't have any cross stitch related haul. I bought a bunch of fabric because I've been like really throwing myself headfirst into quilting, but I have a couple quilt tops, maybe I'll show them, I don't know. But let's just hop right into it. I'm going to start with my finishes because that's what I like to start with, is the end, I guess. I don't know. And actually I'm gonna scooch over because I always forget I need to like make space for last time's photos. So the first thing is my finish, which I was pretty close to a finish the last time I showed this to you guys. This is the Witchy Stitcher Nostalgic Ouija board, and it's like a Lisa Frank inspired style Ouija board. Here's where I was last time. I just had like a couple thousand stitches left, I think. Actually, maybe I wasn't that close to being done. I definitely put a lot of work into this because at the beginning of the month, I wasn't even 50% done. And this was my focus finish for the month. That's kind of what I'm doing, is every month I'm picking a focus project, one that is like likely to be finished, or one that I, like for April, you'll see it's one that I barely started and I just want to get a good chunk done. So it won't be finished, but it'll have significant progress. But for January, February, and March, I picked ones that were like, I want to get these done, which I so far have been able to do. So here it is in all of its finished glory. This is stitched on 14 count black Aida. I think it's just like the DMC one, and it's got a little bit of back stitching. Like the butterfly has some antenna. This part here, Mystifying Oracle, obviously that's back stitched. And then like the cat has some eyelashes. I don't know if you can kind of see, and teeth too. So I finished all that up a couple nights ago. I was really happy to have it done. And the cat is supposed to have French knots as like highlights in the eyes. I don't like that look, so I just left them out. It's not because I didn't want to do French knots. It's just I feel like it looks too chunky for like a highlight kind of view. So I just left that out. I really love the gradient of the lettering here. I think that's really cool. And I love this little rainbow. There's a planchette that I'm going to stitch probably this upcoming month because it's only like 1,000 stitches. I can get that done pretty quick, like a couple days or one day if I really sat down. I'm going to stitch it on plastic canvas and then back it with felt. This one I'm going to sew. I'm going to put some like batting or some kind of like interfacing in between. I need to get a cool backing fabric, and then I'll turn it into like a mat, and then it'll just be like a little piece of decor. So glad to have this finished because I hate 14 count. I feel like a bumbling idiot when I use it. Like there's just something like 16 and 18 count I can handle, but there's something about using like the thicker needles with the 14 count that I just feel like I can't hold it. I don't know why. I don't know why the smaller needles are far easier for me to hold, but for some reason, like the big, what is it, like a 24, size 24 needle is what I use, and I'm just like, I can't do this. So I was glad it was done, but now I gotta go stitch on 14 count plastic canvas, but it's only 1,000 more stitches. I can handle it. So here it is. I cannot wait, because also the other reason I want to finish this one is because Witchy Stitcher is releasing a tarot series now, and it's the same like Lisa Frank inspired. So like the lovers were the two aliens, and there's another card that I have, and they're about to release another one that they sneak peeked, and I'm excited to see it. So if you're not a member of the Patreon and you like this kind of stuff, go join her Patreon because it's really fun. So I also had a new start this past couple weeks. It's a week start. I only stitched on it one day, and then I was like working on the Lisa Frank thing. So this is Colors of Spring, and it is by Emma, is it Congdon, I think? I found this in a magazine. This is in like a Cross Stitcher, maybe? Hang on a second, let me look. Yeah, this is in the Cross Stitcher magazine, and this is like it's like a British magazine, I think. So this is supposed to be like classic British colors of spring. They also have summer, fall, or maybe autumn. Probably it says autumn. And winter, and then they have Halloween and Christmas. So I'm going to stitch probably all of them and then put them on like a magnetic piece so I can interchange them. I had bought fabric specifically for these, and the margins were just, they were not going to be enough. So I ended up deciding to use some Bestitch Me fabric. So here is where I'm at. I didn't even finish the word spring before I just started the first little block. So like the way that this pattern is, actually the fabric is 40 count Petunia even weave by Bestitch Me, just in case you were wondering. This is what I stitched, oh, what's it called? The Don't Touch Me pattern on. I just thought pink, kind of petally pink would be great for spring. I should probably take this out of the, now I'm like worried that I didn't put enough. I measured this, 1, 2, 3. I think it'll be enough. I'm going to measure it again though later. This, I need to take it out of the hoop, but I want to work on it. And I modified some of the designs. So first of all, I took the U out of colors because I'm American and we don't spell it like that. And I was just like, it's fine. I'll just do that. And then I changed one of the designs, I believe, because like one of the designs was hot cross buns, and that's not, at least in my region, that's not like something that we do. So I changed it to punchkis, which I feel like that's not common in all regions of the US, but that's like a Polish thing. So right before Ash Wednesday on Fat Tuesday, you eat punchkis because they're like these really fatty donuts and like jelly filled, or like sometimes they're custard filled. And so I made like a punchki design. I just did it in Stitch Fiddle because it's more relevant to me and where I live. But aside from that, I don't think I changed anything else. But yeah, I think these will be really cute. I started it on the first day of spring. There's like straight up a needle hanging out of it. And I am using all the called for DMC, doing 1/2 because, 40 count. And it's going to be like itty bitty, but it'll be a cute little decoration. I have colors of spring, summer, fall, and winter. I don't have Christmas or Halloween. I'll have to probably buy those. They have an Etsy store, so like I link all the patterns down below as I talk about them, like in that order. So if you're ever interested in a pattern that I'm talking about, just go to the down bar. It'll be there. So yeah, not too much progress, but it's not like a huge pattern either. These little squares are like 18 by 18, so they're kind of bulky as far as like solid stitching, but a lot of them, like I would say about half of them on here are like one color, and then the other half are like fun little designs. So there's a lot of like switching it up. I got another page finish on my work stitch, which is Pavane for These Times. Here it is before. This is a long dog sampler. I'm stitching it 2/2 on 28 count Zweigart in the color Sage, I think. Yeah, I think. And I have finished page 4. I only work on this on my lunchtime at work. So that's when I'm in the office. On Thursdays, Fridays, I work from home, so I don't work on this. So this gets 3 hours a week, basically. And I have been managing to get page finishes each month, which is great for me. So here, you can see I've started to get some of the text in. I think I went a little bit over just to finish the Y into that page. And then obviously I've come down just a little bit for the next page down here. I think what I'm going to do, I talked about this last time, was instead of the next page that I work on being the middle, because I've been kind of going across, I think I'm going to come all the way down and do this page because this one is denser. This page has some of like these types of motifs where it's like that reverse, where it's a lot more black stitching. So I'll do like after this page, I'll have done this, and then maybe I'll come up and do this and then this, like so that I have like a little bit of variety. But I feel like I can finish this April, May, June, July. I can finish by August, I think. I think. As long as I keep doing it on my lunch. And then I won't need to stitch another long dog because these are pretty big. Pretty intense. I don't know. I really like this one. I say this every time. I really like this one, but it's not my typical style. I like weird stuff for the most part. And, but I like to stitch on other stuff. I like to try my hand, especially any craft that I do. I like to go out of my comfort zone and try stuff that maybe I don't think is my style, or use fabrics that I think maybe won't suit me, because I feel like it's good for me. I want to try all aspects of the craft, you know? All right, we got a couple, we're going fast on this one because like I said, I was really busy this month. But I got a couple of my big boys here. So the first one I have of my like much larger projects, this is Pokemon, like the first generation by Lord Libidin. Here's where I was last time. I think I haven't put in too much since you guys saw it. I've only put in around like 11 or 1200 stitches this month. My goal is 3,500. I don't think I'm going to make it, like unless the next couple days, because I'm filming this on March 28th. So if in 3 days I can put in like another 2,400 stitches, which I could if I didn't do anything else, but I got other things to do. I think that I'm not going to achieve this goal, which was 3,500. That's okay. There's always next month. I don't have like a solid, I want to finish this by date, but I don't want it to languish either. So here is where I am now. It's on a scroll frame, which I hate. It's really hard to get this in frame because I can't even see it. I know I added like some of this green, maybe this, maybe this. I don't know. I don't know what I added because it's been a really long time since I worked on it. But yeah, not much to say. There's just 18 count white Aida, 2/1. I show you this every time, so most of you know by now. The more I stitch this, the less I think I'm going to stitch the second one. Full coverage is a lot. Like, especially one that size. It's like 115,000 stitches, which for some people, that's like whatever. They could do that in like 6 months. I got too many other things I want to do. And then my last one before my Year in Stitches project, which I show you every time, this is the Jan Hicks design, or Jan Hicks Creates. This is Meditation Garden. This is what I call my fair piece. This is the one that I'm stitching for, hopefully to enter in the state fair. The goal is to finish 1 page a month for 6 months, and then I'll go and have it framed professionally because that's what I want to do. This is an expensive materials project. I'm stitching it 1/2 in Miss Seda silk. Here is where I'm at right now. So this is page 3. I just have to finish like the rest of this tree, and then there's like a flower down here in order to be done in time, and I'm gonna work on that tonight and probably tomorrow, and then I'll have it finished. And I've actually come down into like these lower pages because like I think it like maybe like right here is where the page actually finishes. So I have worked a little bit below the pages, so I'm not behind it by any means. But yeah, I'm excited to have this one done and framed. I think this is really pretty. Again, not my typical style. I like weird stuff, but there's something about the border that is just, it's funky, it's weird, it's fun. And I enjoy working with the silks. I don't know if I'd buy Miss Seda silks again. They're very expensive. At least buying the silk pack, because that's what I did. I bought the silk pack for this project, so it was all like pre-put together, which is convenient, but it was like $80, so that's a lot of money. I feel like there's going to be a lot of silks left over though, so I can use them in future projects. Okay, and then the last project that I've worked on for these past couple weeks is my Year in Stitches project, which is like a stitch diary. I do a motif a day. Max dimensions of the motif are 20 by 20 stitches. I'm stitching it on 32 count gridded, like some kind of white-ish even weave. And this is like a project that's going to span over the course of the entire year. And I have stitched up through March 26th. So I have to do yesterday's motif and today's motif, and then I'll be like fully caught up. But I usually do like a couple at a time. It's fine. Or sometimes I get behind and I do 7. So it's really fun for me when I put it off. But I make all of these motifs in Stitch Fiddle, and I keep track of like what they are, what they mean, like just a little like single sentence summing it up. These motifs come from a variety of places. I have some from a couple books. I have like 3 Makoto Ozu books. I have one called Cute Kawaii Cross Stitch, which I hate the name, don't even get me started. So I'll use motifs from there. Sometimes I'll find pixel art online. For this one, you'll see I used my Stitch People book because I have the Stitch People little like build your own person cross stitch book. And then some of them I designed myself, which this is the first time I've ever like entered like the design space of cross stitch. And it's made me a lot more confident. At first I was really nervous to try. Now it's very easy. Like only in the course of 3 months, it's become very easy. So here, let me see if I can even get it in frame because it's huge. Here's what it looks like so far. I will go through each motif individually and just explain it briefly and where I got it from or if I made it. So let's see. I think I left off here last time because that was my granddad's birthday party. So then this is a quilt block. I did this one myself. This is self-drafted because I made my first quilt, which I showed you guys in my last Flosstube. This is a chocolate chip cookie. I'm looking over here because I have all my notes. This is a pixel art that I found online and then I modified. For Employee Appreciation Day at work, they gave us each 2 individually wrapped cookies. I felt so appreciated. This is a mailbox. This is a pixel art that I modified, and this is just because I finally mailed something to my friend, which took me forever because I'm afraid of going to the post office. This is a bottle of Elmer's glue. This is self-drafted. This is a family friend of ours. Her name was Fran. She passed away that day, and the reason why it's glue is when I was a kid, she used to babysit me, and I don't know why this is like my most significant memory of her is I just remember one time she glued her fingers together and she swore a lot. And so that's why I put the bottle of glue. This is a slime from the game Dragon Age. This is a pixel art I found online. This was in memory of Akira Toriyama, who is pretty much the godfather of modern shonen anime and manga. He passed away, unfortunately. He is a huge inspiration to my favorite manga artist, Oda Eiichiro, who writes One Piece. And so, it was kind of like a devastating blow to like the mangaka community, but also like just like seeing all the individual shonen artists put out their statements on how much he influenced them. It was really like, it was touching to see. This is a little Mothman. This is from a Witchy Stitcher Patreon pattern. I just pulled the little motif because Rob and I went to walk around the mall and there's a Squishables store there. And so we got a little Mothman plush, and so that's what that's for. This is obviously a Mario mushroom. This is March 10th, which is Mario Day. If you like write Mar, M-A-R, March, Mar 10, Mario. And so it was Mario Day. That was a pixel art I found online. This is a wrench. This is self-drafted because my job hired a new engineer after a year of looking. Guess what? He quit a week later. Time to look again. This is a heart. This is just a quick self-drafted one. This is, so my granddad, who I talked about over here, this is kind of why I've had a really hectic couple of weeks. He had recently had his pacemaker batteries replaced and they got infected. And so they had to remove the entire pacemaker. and he's just been having a lot of heart issues, and so that has been very difficult for, obviously for him, of course for him, but like just our whole family dealing with that, and you know what that means. So I put a little heart there for him. This is a shoe, obviously. What is this from? This is a modified Makoto Ozu pattern. This is actually, this looks like my like walking shoe. I got a walking pad for my living room to just like walk on while I'm watching TV, so I feel like I'm doing something. So I just put my shoe. This is just a self-drafted pie symbol for Pi Day. That was the 14th. This is a lipstick. This is a Makoto Ozu. This is slightly modified because I lost my bobbin of the color it calls for the gold. I can't find it. I've been looking everywhere. So I just changed the color a little bit because I wore makeup for the first time in a long time, and I was like, oh, I actually kind of remember liking this now. So I don't know, maybe I'll wear it for my videos again more often. I used to wear it all the time, and then I just was like, I'm over it. And now I'm like, maybe I'm not over it anymore. This is the EU flag because we went over to my sister and her fiance's house, and we watched like all of the Eurovision music videos and we ranked them. So that was really fun. My sister's fiance put that together. This is the next day. This is a Makoto Ozu pattern. This is a bingo ball. It says B1 on it because I went to my parents' country club on St. Patrick's Day to play bingo. When I say country club, like, it's not what you think. It's like, it's just very casual. But we played bingo and I did not win anything. These are some text bubbles because I sent a text to the wrong person and I was saying something not so nice about them, and it was horrible and I felt really bad. So that's all I have to say about that one. This is self-drafted, by the way. This flower is from the Cute Kawaii cross stitch. I modified it. I just took the face off because everything in that book has faces. That's just for the first day of spring. This is a rotary cut. This is my rotary cutter, actually. See? Don't they look the exact same? Didn't I do such a good job? Because I spent all day cutting out fabric for a couple quilts. This is self-drafted, by the way. This is a washer, self-drafted as well, because I spent the whole freaking day doing and putting away laundry. Well, not really, like 2 hours. That's not the whole day, but I want to whine about it because one of Rob's friends was coming and I wanted our like place to look nice. Speaking of which, this is Rob's friend Choi, who drove in from Canada. Oh, I'm like covering his face. There we go. He drove in from Canada, which sounds more dramatic than it is. Canada's like 20 minutes that way, so it's not like a big deal. But he came, it's the first time we've seen him since he moved from Michigan. He like moved from Michigan back to Korea, then to Canada, and then it's the first time we've seen him since then. So that was nice. And that is from the Stitch People book. If you like doing like self-portrait or like portrait work or anything like that, the Stitch People book is great. This is a modified, or no, it's not modified. This is a Makoto Ozu. Like, this is a thread bobbin because I went to Joann's and I spent so much money. I spent way too much money because I just had to get into quilting. So I bought a bunch of thread. I bought a bunch of backing fabric for like 3 different quilts. I bought batting for the inside of the quilt. I just bought everything. And then here is a modified Makoto Ozu pattern. This is a teapot because my granddad asked me, he was like, do you like tea? And I was like, yeah, I love tea. And I told him the types of teas that I liked. And he was like, oh, those were my mom's favorites. He was like, we should have tea sometime. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I drove out to see him that day and I brought like a tea kettle and I brought him some tea and we just sat and had tea and sat for a couple hours and talked, and it was really nice. I was glad I got to do that. And then this is Monday. This is I self-drafted this, right? No. This is a Makoto Ozu that I modified. So there was a ton of construction on the way to work. And so this is a traffic cone. I don't know if you can tell, I used one of the light effects threads for the white. So it's kind of got that like iridescent look of like a traffic cone. I was very proud of that. It's a hassle to get my needle threaded with it. But I know a lot of people hate the light effects threads because they're like not easy to use, but I love them because I like the end result a lot. So I think they're fun. I think that the specialty threads are fun. I don't care that they're annoying. So yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. I am 3 months into it. I've stuck to it. It's looking fun. I don't know what I'll do with it at the end. I don't know if this is like one of those things you frame. I really don't know. But it is cool. I don't think I'll do this again. I don't think I'll do this next year because at some point it's going to get repetitive. You know, at some point it's like, how many more motifs can I come up with? But it's definitely, for me, more interesting than a temperature stitch. Except, you know who did a really cool temperature stitch? It was, is it Stem X Stitch? She did a temperature stitch for every single day from the day she was born till she was, I think, 26. So it was like one square per like day, and it looks really cute. It looks like a big like weather Doppler thing. I don't know. Go check her out if you haven't watched her already because she's really fun. So yeah, that was my yarn stitches, which I just throw in this bag. I need to put, these are like all the threads that I've used on it that I need to like put back because I just, I work off of my bobbins for the most part. I just grab from the master set, throw them in the bag, and then put them back when I'm done. And if a project has, oh sorry, about the zipper. If like more than one project uses the same color, well, that's too bad. I don't know what to tell it. So that's everything for cross stitching. I do have like a quick knitting thing, and then I will talk about plans. So I have been working on some golf club covers for my dad for his birthday, which is in May. And I finished the first one, except for I got to put a pom-pom on the top. But here is what they look like. I chose this like green and then this like kind of cream-ish color. I don't know. When I joined the white, I did something weird here. I don't know what happened, but he won't notice. It'll be fine. It's just one. I'm not going to rip it all out. The other thing is I dropped it. I don't know if I made this stretchy enough, but we can just force it open, I guess. I do need to probably wash and block it, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I made some for him years ago when I was in college out of acrylic yarn, and they've taken a beating over the past 8 years or whatever. And so he requested some new ones, and so I'm making him some new ones. So yeah, I've got one. I'm gonna make 1, 3, and 5 wood, I think, and then I don't know. It's been a long time since I golfed, so I don't remember what else. But I've gotten the second one started. It's really quick to knit up because these needles are, you know, on the thicker side, and this is all I have left of the first ball. So I bought 3 skeins of this yarn because it only said you needed 2, but I bought 3 because I'm dumb. I don't know. I just wanted more. I was like, maybe I'll make more than 3 because I want to make a putter cover too, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I got to make a pom-pom for the top of this, and I'm going to do those all at once I finish all of them because I'm not a pom-pom girly. I haven't made many pom-poms in my knitting career, so I need to sit down and just do it all at once. So as far as plans go, I am going to continue working on my pavane. I want to get the next page done for the month of April. Pokemon, I need to kind of reevaluate the amount of stitches that I'm putting into my monthly goals because 3,500 is a lot for that because there are so many color changes, and it's just, it almost demotivates me. So I might make my goal a little bit lower for April, or maybe take a break from it in April. I'm not sure. And then obviously for my meditation garden, I need to get the next page done for that in April, page 4, if I want to stay on track. My focus project for the month of April is going to be Only Judy Can Judge Me, because I have like what Marjorie Maid would call a sad, sad start on it, like literally like 15, 20 stitches in it. So I want to work on that this month. I don't expect to finish it, but I would like to get some significant progress. I don't know if I can hit 50%. It's a paper pattern, so it's hard to like gauge that. It also has a lot of blends, and I have never worked with blends, so I don't know how difficult that's going to be organizationally, because like obviously a blend is not hard to do. It's just 2 different color strands together, but keeping them like organized might be a pain. And because I joined the Sewing Starfish Sal for like the slumber party, I do want to get some more progress in the border. I don't expect to have the full border done by the end of everything, by the end of the month, but I want to have a good chunk of it done so that I think, you know, each month while I'm working on the motifs, I want to add more to the border so that by the time the last motif drops, the border is done. And I want to finish a couple more of my little bitty projects. So like I've got a couple ornaments that like what was it, for like the end of the year, my 12 by 12, I started 12 ornaments. I would like to finish a couple more of those if I can. If not, no big deal. But I'm just spitballing here. I haven't been really buying much cross stitch related because I know that StitchCon is coming up fast and I'm going to want to spend a lot of money there. So I've been trying to just stitch what I have for now because I know I'm going to go nutso over there. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of what my next couple weeks look like. So I hope that the weather warms up here because it is still kind of snowing on and off here in Michigan, which is annoying. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend wherever you are. I'll see you guys later. Bye.